jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing. Not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Face, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flair, son up, baby.
Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the swag, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeant is with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty. Listen, back with another one. I hate this daggone thing. I had to use this for Key. You know, she's short. I don't like using this thing. My bad, guys. You know, I don't really like. How do I get this? Oh. All right, here we go. There we go. Here we go. God, dog, this thing ain't working. All right. Hold on, man. Because I'm going to be really mad if I can't get this off. Man, now I'm pissed off. Boy, man, it's rough out here in these streets. But anyway, man. So we going to get right into it, man. I hope everybody, make sure you like the stream. But man, this is really bothering me because I don't want to use this. Let's see. I'm so sorry. It's going to bug me. Freaky. All right, anyway, man. Listen, that just messed up my whole feeling. All right, man, so we're going to get right into it. Listen, before I get into it, make sure you like the stream and everything like that. Also, new show. I got a new show coming in July. All right, it's a new debate show with me and some people. All right, so make sure you tune into that. In July is dropping there. I got a name for it. I'll make the name announcement maybe around June, mid-June or whatever, but make sure you guys are tuning in. But you already know what it is. You're watching the Afterglow Show, and let me introduce my co-host, my boy, Kofi Hemingway.
What up, boy?
What's good,
What
Cole?
up,
Talk to me.
boy?
What's up, man? I'm so pissed off. I cannot get this crap off, bro. I can't get it off.
Jesus, be your mic.
Bam! Got it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Now we working with something. All right, let's get it.
There we go.
Hey, how was your weekend, bro?
It was great, man. It was hot. Oh my God, the summer is gonna be. It's gonna be blazing up out there, but that's gonna be good, especially for Memorial Day when we get our eats on and everything.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, it's hot. It's hot out here in these streets.
It's hot out here in these streets.
Listen, I thought this was going to start off with like a Saban and Nick jank, but then this jank dropped. Listen, Dianna Williams, DD4L. All right, I don't really. I watch it, but I don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? It's Southern University Dancing Dolls. Now, do you know what happened, Kof?
I don't know what happened.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna play the video.
Right.
We just. I think she says it so much better than everybody else. So let me play the video for you.
Southern University trademarked the name Dancing Dolls for the usage of dance and entertainment services. Southern University sent me a cease and desist letter in the mail in February, telling me I cannot use the name and I need to take it off of my website. Okay. My lawyer has responded to it already. I let her handle it. She probably gonna scream when she see this live. So what did I do? I went and I trademarked the name Dancing Dolls for the usage of Class 35, which is all apparel, socks, bags, hats, jackets, all the above. I trademarked it for that. I went and I made sure that I also secured DD4L for the name of dance services in Class 41 and also Class 35 and 25 also hats, jackets, bags, etc. I also went and I trademarked the name Bucker Dye. Bucker Dye has also been trademarked for the usage of entertainment services, namely cheerleading, entertainment in the nature of dance performances, entertainment services in the nature of live visual audio performances by a dance team, entertainment services in the nature of a live dance performance, producing cheerleading, dance, and spirit-related competitions and events. Bucker Dye. I also got Bucker Dye for the class of merch. But since your ass is so damn petty and you went fucking with me, I went and got your name. Fabulous Dancing Dolls. I'm petty. It's gonna take about 3 to 5 days short of the next PTO. Fabulous Dancing Dolls has been trademarked by who? What that's right there? Dianna M. Williams, Inc. My business owned it. My business owns it. Fabulous Dancing Dolls, my business owns your name now. For the usage of dance events, live visual performances, the same class that you trademark Dancing Dolls in, now I got Fabulous. And I also got Fabulous Dancing Dolls in merch. Don't put that shit on no shirt. You heard what I said.
Can you cue the petty song?
I'm petty. Hey,
listen, bro. I don't know how legal this is. I don't know how official legal this is because I talked to a couple of lawyers and I'm gonna give you their answer. But listen, the sheer funniness of this is just beyond belief. Like, Southern is the definition of this stuff.
Damn. No, ain't never got two things that match.
Southern can't do shit right. You can't do, bro. Listen, and first of all, I'm gonna say Southern, but I'm gonna say HBCUs, because if you're HBCU, you need to go talk to your legal division tomorrow and make sure everything we got is trademarked. Because the mere fact that you've been having this name for 50 something, 60 something, 70 something years, and you have never trademarked it, it's just it don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense. But this is funny. Oh, karma is funny.
They should have just left well enough alone.
Facts.
I mean, she's out here in these streets. Now, it's funny that she's also in Jackson. So, you know, just that whole
that whole rivalry just
that whole dynamic.
Jackson, listen, Jackson is up one. Yo, they could lose the Boombox Classic.
Dynamic is something else.
Hey, they could lose the Boombox Classic tomorrow and they still up one. I'm sorry. Like, yo, she got one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Goddamn, I'm sorry. One more time for the petty song. One more time for the petty song.
This is for you, Miss Dianna.
I'm petty. 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 I'm petty.
Listen, man. So this is what she got. She got to send the cease and desist letter. Right, it says, please accept the communication and immediate cease and desist requests relative to the improper use of Dancing Dog's trade name in following web pages. DD. Now look what you're doing to her. You're literally trying to shut her business down. DD4L, DD4L.net, DD4L. I mean, like literally everything that she makes money off of, you're trying to shut down. Why? Why? And I talked to Smash earlier. He said that a former DD4L dancer was on Southern's dance team.
Oh, they all over the place, bro. They on the Golden Girls. They on the Dancing Dolls. They on the J Sets, bro.
So she's literally funding. I don't want to say funding, but she's literally, come on. She got a pipeline going to HBCUs. She's a former HBCU grad. Why would you do something like this? Why would you? This like, I don't know if it's going to go through, but if it does, I hope it does, because you reap what you sow. There's no reason for you to do this to this woman when she has a pipeline where the girls that go to your school give your school even more recognition because of the following that these girls have. Come on, man.
Bro, this was so dumb. Like the university, like the Green Bay Packers at one time could have tripped out with Grambling and Georgia using a G. They did it. Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, y'all got it. That's your G. Grambling, that's your G. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
We all gonna eat. Let's do it. That's all they had to do. No big deal. Let's work together. Can we all just get together? They could have just gotten together and just had a discussion. But she got them. I'm sorry.
Listen, I don't care if it goes through or not. You just deserve it. Even if it don't go through, okay, you win. If it do go through, I'ma laugh my ass off, because you did it to yourself. She wasn't checking for you. He wasn't checking for you. So my question is, and the same thing she said in the earlier video, she said in the article, whatever, or a video that somebody posted about the article, she said, why didn't you do this when I was on Lifetime? Why didn't you do this when she's been having this name for, I don't know what, 17 years? 20 years. She's been having this name for over 20 years. Why are you doing it now? Is my question.
That's ridiculous, bro. That's just a big waste. Big ways. Again, they could have. There was a number of different ways this could have been handled, and the mere fact that she showed up the way she did.
She was ruthless. That was funny.
I was like, "Woo, bruh, come on, Miss Southern, y'all got to do better than that. Let's go."
This is my thing, right? This is why, and I really want people to understand why. NIL deals matter for kids, right? Because everybody focuses on football, right? The real NIL deals are for women like this, for kids who went to DD4L, who go to school to Southern and Grambling and the Stingettes and all that type of stuff and can't make money off of their following. See, that's what name and image and likeness was all for. Those girls who built a platform of their own from Lifetime, they go to college, they have a following, they can go make appearances, they can have their own dance camps, you know, they can make money with Dianna if they're former, they go back, help her out in the summer or whatever, and probably do some summer dance camps and get paid to do that. That's what name, image, and likeness was about. But these schools, and listen, I'm a stand on this. These schools are so backwards. How are you not promoting these women who have 100K, 150K, 200 millions of followers, and you're jealous? You won't even promote them. It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
Shame on, again, our schools for not trademarking the brand. You know, you got to trademark, you know, FAMU Lee. That's a brand. You know, the Dancing Dolls, Human Jukebox, Marching 100, Sonic Boom of the South, Ocean of Soul, Stingettes, Mighty Marching Hornet. It's a whole brand. If you haven't trademarked it, I'm looking at y'all like, we got to do better. Got to do better.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Gotta do better, man.
It's bad. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like, to have a girl with 1 million followers, right? And she not be pushed by your school. Like, come on, man. Like, and this is the thing. Y'all, I'm really gonna make people mad. Y'all Bama's be acting like people be checking for y'all. They don't be checking for y'all. This girl got more followers. She got more followers than your school. She has more followers than any social media presence Southern has. And the fact that she's not pushed even more, that these schools aren't pushing these girls so that in return it gets back for them. What? It don't make sense. And I hope it goes through. I really do. I hope that trademark goes all the way through, because that just shows you reap what you sow. Listen, you wanted to play this game, you end up losing. That's what it is. You played this game and you ended up losing. It would be the funniest thing in the world. Absolutely hilarious. Okay? Absolutely hilarious. These are the documents for the trademarks that she had. You can see right there, it says Dancing Dolls. And then the next one, it says she got the fabulous dancing. Oh my God! Listen, hey, shout out to Miss Williams.
I'm petty.
Yo, shout out to Miss Williams, bro. She out here doing it. She is out here doing it. That is too funny. Listen, the Southern team. Everybody gotta go. Everybody from legal got to go. Everybody from legal got to go. Listen, what? This is what you gonna pull this? This is what you gonna pull? You gonna pull this? Yeah, we not doing this. This is what we not doing. I'm sorry. It's this, yeah. Everybody got to go. Everybody got to go. Shout out to Miss Williams. She in the chat. Oh! Shout out to Miss Williams. She in the chat. Hey, this for you, Miss Williams.
I'm petty.
Hey,
I'm petty.
hey,
I'm petty.
hey.
I'm petty. I'm petty. I'm petty. I'm petty.
Call in the show.
Hey, you are more than welcome to call. I'll open the call lines up for you, Miss Williams. Oh, that's too funny. All right, 516-259-9041, 516-259-9041. If you ain't Miss Williams, don't call in yet. All right.
You are the only participant in the concert.
If you ain't Miss Williams, don't call in yet. Period. All right, listen. So Okay, hold on. Somebody hit me in my Instagram. Hold on, I got some breaking news. They said Southern would now be known as the Jukettes. They said Southern would now be known as the Jukettes. Oh man, listen, go get your merch. Get your merch.
Shut it down.
The fabulous.
Wow.
That's what. Listen, that's word on the street. That is word on the street. Listen.
Oh,
that's breaking news. You heard it here first. Oh man, listen. I just feel for Southern people because like. It just goes deeper. Did you get it? To me, it just goes deeper to be like, you have to do as Black people, we have to do 5-10 times our due diligence to make sure what is yours stays yours. You get what I'm saying? Because there's so many ways that people try to play. You know, so many people, white people try to come in and try to take something away from you, or other Black people try to shice you in other areas, that you just got to make sure your stuff is in line. And I get it, you know, that first use, you know what I'm saying, like the name association of the Fabulous Dancing Dolls has been with Southern for a long time. So it's probably hard for Miss D to get to get the trademark. But why not do your due diligence? Why not take care of that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a scripture in the Bible that says the little foxes are the ones that destroy the vines. And it's that little stuff that if you overlook it, it'll come back, and the next thing you know, your whole house is crumbled because you didn't check for those little foxes out there. You're looking for the big vine and everything. You're looking for the big, wonderful copyright name and everything, but them little foxes out there, and them little people out there in Jackson, Mississippi, like Miss Dianna, that just works y'all's little coochie stuff, that just works y'all all over the place. Y'all got to do better than that.
All right. So Miss Dianna, this is Miss Dianna calling, I believe. Let me answer this. Miss Williams, is that you?
Yeah.
How you doing, Miss Williams?
Oh, Shando.
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm fine.
So we know you good. We know you straight. So why did you get any, other than the cease and desist letter, did you ever get any notice of Southern feeling a type of way about you using Dancing Dolls or anything like that?
Never.
It's been years. That's ridiculous.
So, you talking with your lawyer, is there anything that you think that, you think you're going to get the trademark? Having your conversation with your lawyer, is that something you think is really going to go through? Because I've talked to a couple lawyers and they said, the longevity of that Fabulous Dancing Doll name might get tossed out because they've been using it longer than yours.
The intent was never to 100% have Fabulous Dancing Dolls and to trademark the name.
Yes, ma'am.
The intent is to show you that it can be done. See, the idea that a person would come after a community-based organization that coaches and teaches children that are kindergartners, middle schoolers, high schoolers, and students that want to attend HBCUs want to come and be at these universities, be it whether they want to dance or just be on the campus. And the idea that a university in any capacity would come after a community-based dance team that is supposed to be not on their level, that is supposed to be not relevant to them, the idea that you would do that is ridiculous. That's number one. Number two, the Dancing Dolls had Bring It filmed on the campus of Southern University and were known as the Dancing Dolls in 2016 when we came there. So if it was a problem, why wasn't anything said then? When the Dancing Dolls TV show came out on Bring It in 2014, why wasn't anything said then? We have been on campus at Jackson State, on campus at Southern multiple times, performed there even before Bring It was even a thing. Why wasn't something said then? Why is it all of a sudden something said now? That's my concern. Because now at this juncture where the show made the name very popular, the team became very popular, you have teams called the Dancing Dolls all over the world, middle school, high school. The Fort Valley State University's team is called Dancing Doll Divas. Like, there's so many teams. Why me?
Yes, ma'am.
Out of everybody. Now, I wasn't going to say anything about it because I trademarked class number 35 for dancing dolls and the use of merch, meaning like my bags, hats, jackets, coats, and all of that. I wasn't going to say anything about Fabulous Dancing Dolls, but because it was that easy to get, I said, let me prove a point. You can come and take mine. And here I am. I'm nobody to you. Why would you come and try to demean me and my kids? And to them, didn't mean anything. But imagine what that would mean to a child that's sitting there like, well, wait a minute. I wanted to go to Southern. I wanted to go to this school. Well, why would they say that I couldn't do what? How do I explain that?
Absolutely.
Because you're mad at me for whatever the reason is. I'm hearing multiple things that my name has been ringing in multiple group chats for years. It's been years. But I dismissed it because I'm like, why would they care about my little community-based dance team? Why does it matter? Like, we're not, but I understand the focal point. You know, I get it. The fact that, you know, the team was made known and the notoriety, X, Y, Z on bringing, I get it. But at the end of the day, it sounds just a little too convenient now, 21 years later. Like, why? It doesn't matter. There's a whole pop group in China called the Dancing Dolls. Why now?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't think it makes a lot of sense to anybody. I'll probably outside the Southern administration. But overall, Miss Williams, what are you looking to get from this? Like, you know, overall, is it just like, hey, let's let bygones be bygones. You do your thing, we do our thing, and we continue to, you know, move forward? Or do you think they're going to take this to, you know, either further legal matters?
They can do whatever they want to do. Because I said what I said. My goal was to put them on notice and let them know that it can be done. And that a person that is trying to start a team, I don't care, not a team, a business. I don't care if you want to start a lawn cutting service or a hair company or shit. If you want to trademark a type of Vaseline or grease or shea butter, trademark your name, because people will try to make you feel like you're small and they'll try to make you feel like you're nothing. And if you don't stand up for yourself, this kind of stuff is going to keep happening. And if I'm the only one that's not afraid to speak up, because so many people want to be politically correct. I have been an issue since I stepped onto the campus of my own school. I've been an issue. So it is what it is. I'm not afraid to defend myself and to represent for every team in the world called Dancing Dolls, because so many are looking at me to be the voice of this community. And if I don't say something, then what? So for me, what I'm trying to get out of this whole situation is to let them know, just like you tried to get me, your ass can get got too. Like, stop playing with people. Like, in the midst of it all, stop playing with people. I have Dancing Dolls trademarked under the class of retail goods and services, merch, bags, hats, apparel. Not only do I have it trademarked as an actual name, but I have it trademarked as a logo, because I have the logo in majority of our clothing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing, the biggest thing, one thing I learned at the Jackson State University was to learn how to fight for what you wanted. Do not stand there and be no pushover. Don't let nobody walk over you, because at the end of the day, you are all you have to stand on. You got to be able to speak up for yourself. They're going to remember this. If nothing else, they're going to remember that little community dance team with that little ghetto black girl coming after them for a name that they thought was irrelevant to me. No, it's relevant. 21 years I have spent building this company. Why all of a sudden? Make it make sense, man. You had have done it back in 2002 when we first started, okay. But it's 2022. I started in 2001. Everybody knew who we were. We've been on YouTube for a long time, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
If you go back and Google me, go on YouTube and look it up. We've been on YouTube for a long time, long before marching out behind Jackson State Band, performing at Jackson State J-Set Trials when they were in the old gym, the TV Ellis gym with the rubber floor. We was Dancing Dolls then. Wavy Dave, the late Wavy Dave, did my logo. So everybody knew who we were. It wasn't even a thing. So my whole thing in all of it, and I really hope that whoever is listening, stand up for yourself. I don't give a damn who it is. If you got a business, trademark your business. Go to the USPTO and make some folks put some respect on your name, because the LLC and an incorporation, that don't protect you. It doesn't. S Corp, C Corp. I even went so far as to make sure that DD4L is trademarked in class 41 and 25. Buckeyes, my competition and training camp circuit is trademarked in class 41 and 25. My name, Dianna M. Williams Incorporated S Corp, is trademarked in class 41, major at University of Trade. I made sure I did all of it. I'm a walking brand. And one thing I have to say this again. One thing I learned, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to Jackson State Criminal Justice Department over there. One thing I learned was to fight for what the hell you wanted. Don't be no punk, don't be no pushover, and speak up. Because if you don't, you're gonna be forever in the back, co-signing and just agreeing with everybody else. I've been to conflict. I get it. I'm okay with being a martyr here. They've been talking about me. Just make sure you spell my name right.
Man, shout out to you, Miss Williams. Appreciate the phone call. You are more than welcome anytime to call in to the show and speak your piece.
Holy moly, bro.
All right. No problem, peace.
Bruh, I'm telling you now, I'm seeing this whole Boombox Classic, and people gonna think that J-Set's gonna come out and DD4L gonna come out there and they gonna blam, blam, blam. Then Miss Dianna gonna come out there, she gonna do a split on them, boom, she gonna dance and all that. Nah, that's gonna shut.
Hey, listen, she gonna come out with the outfit. She gonna come out.
What?
Yo,
that's
listen,
gonna
see it.
Mississippi Memorial all the way down. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
I see it, but listen, while she playing though, listen, they need to get her in the contract negotiations. That's what they need to be doing.
Look, there was a whole song back in the day called "She Got Papers."
Man, listen. Shout out to Miss Williams for calling in. Listen, y'all wait, come on, man. Ain't no other YouTube channel going down like that. Come on, man. On the Afterglow Show, got Miss Williams calling in, talking about what is going on with the situation. Listen, man, at the end of the day, it's real funny to me when people want to bring up what Black people should do and we should stick together, and then people end up doing this. Like,
it was a waste of time.
Come on, man.
There's bigger fish to fry than that.
Come on, man. You can't even get your money right for your Bayou contract, and you worried about Miss Williams?
Bruh, let me tell you the impact of what she has done, right? DD4L, with this whole show, even the dance group that they went up against down there in Miami, it has made girls really pursue. This is like a whole art form of dance now. This whole stand battle that has been going. Yeah, it's been popularized by the HBCU marching bands, but the business of it has given our communities something to do. It has given the girls something to do, something to pursue. A lot of these young ladies are getting scholarships, and I can pretty much attest to the fact that your collegiate band camps that have the whole dancing girl lines, they're making money off of this. All from, a lot of it can be traced to the success that Dianna has had with DD4L. Straight up.
And just listen, man. What she has is for the culture. Like, let's not act like these school programs, these dancing programs, they're hand in hand. Like, when I first got into this, people told me, Scotty, it's about the bands and about the girls. I know Smash is getting over like 2 million views off the ramp, off the Southern girl. I mean, not the Alcorn girls killing the ramp at Jackson State. So there is an there is a audience. There's an audience for this. And you mess up your biggest, like, you're trying to go against your biggest pipeline that supports your school and what they do. It doesn't make sense to me. It really does not make sense to me. And it's like, to me, when people want to talk about black on black, issues, or we don't support our own, to me, this is a part of that. You can't pick and choose. You can't get mad because North Carolina A&T, everybody want to get up in arms because North Carolina A&T goes to the CAA. But then nobody wants to challenge Southern for doing this to Miss Williams and how impactful she is to the culture.
That was a simple phone call years ago.
Come on, man.
Years ago.
That's crazy. That's crazy, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But hey, moving on. Oh, let me see. Let's see if she called back in. I don't know that number. All right, moving on. Tuskegee moving up to D1, or the push for going to D1. Reggie Ruffin said, which is higher from Raw. He said, by the way, you're going to leave Tuskegee University out of it because we're going D1. Yes, I said it. Continue. Ruffin outlined a plan that would see Alabama pay $1.5 million to the state's FCS HBCUs on a rotating basis at the starting point. Now, the AD for the University of Alabama and the head football coach, Nick Saban, will be the best advocates for all FCS HBCUs in this state. Ruffin also, the ADs at the FBS level in the state will rotate playing and pay guaranteed paydays for men's and women's basketball with all the HBCUs at the FCS level. This would increase revenue for HBCU institutions in the state and increase the budgets for big time programs. What do you have to say about that, Kofi?
This is huge, bro. Just the one line. Forget Tuskegee playing the University of Alabama and Bama State playing the University of Alabama, A&M playing the University of Alabama. We all know that'd be a big mismatch.
Mm-hmm.
But Tuskegee going D1 in the SWAC would be huge. It would be huge. I would say the MEAC, as well at one time, but all of Tuskegee's biggest rivals are in the SWAC with Alabama A&M, Alabama State. Well, let me back up. Alabama State, FAMU, Alabama A&M, Bethune, and bruh, that would be huge. That is a huge deal because they're already beaten a lot of Division I teams, including FAMU, Jackson State,
Alabama State
on multiple occasions. So it's not that they can't compete. The big deal now, and this is really for all of our HBCU sports, is how do I earn revenue outside of football season? Because you've got other sports, and their basketball has to make money, which I believe that it will, because the community is going to support. You're going to have you got to have your baseball team. Right now, you got to find a way for those teams to make money. If you don't, being Division I outside of football season, it won't last. So you'll be guaranteed, and this is why our teams end up playing all those guarantee games that get us annihilated. It's kind of like, guys, we got to step up our game, find another ways or multiple ways to make revenue for our department so that we can be relevant financially long term, and it has to be sustainable.
If it doesn't listen, I've been doing this. I hate to say it like an old man. I've been doing this for a little minute. And at the end of the day, it's all about finances when it comes to HBCU schools. If you can compete, that has nothing to do with anything. At the end of the day, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Now, if they can make the jump, I think they can make a lot of revenue off of it, especially scheduling Alabama State recurringly for I think they can call like a Turkey Day Classic or whatever it's called. Right. I think that can really do a push. I think, but one thing that he said in this article, and shout out to HBCU Game Day. This is where I got the clip from. And you can go read the full article on HBCU Game Day. He said University of Alabama has never played an FCS program in the state of Alabama.
HBCU.
An HBCU in Alabama. That was shocking to me. I'm not even gonna lie. Everybody on here be like, why would you expect those white crackers to, it was really shocking to me to read that they have never played an HBCU.
Ole Miss hasn't either, for the record. To date, now LSU is playing Southern University in football. I think that's going to be their first HBCU that they play. Because they've never played Grambling, they've never played Southern in football before. So, that's nothing new necessarily, but racism is big in the South. The University of Alabama has done, I want to say, a lot in terms of racism in the South. I mean, it was years, even in the 60s, it was late 60s before they even had their first Black player. So, it's still there. And that's one of the reasons why this whole conversation with Dion and Nick is just so painstakingly relevant now, is how these statements and the mentality that still exists in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Listen, somebody asked if Alan Darby says, if Tuskegee goes to the SWAC, is Alcorn State still going to be on the east side or go back to the west side? Go back to the west. All right. I would you listen. To me, it would be literally Alabama over. If you bring in that school, what's that? 13. If you bring in Tennessee
South Carolina
State.
State or Tennessee State. Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you bring in South Carolina State, I think that'd be, but Tennessee State as well. You literally can go Alabama over, and that saves a lot of travel for FAMU, Bethune-Cookman. You know what I'm saying? So you have FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Tuskegee, and Tennessee State, and then I think did I say everybody?
Basically, the original SWAC will be in the West.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then you push everybody to the West, and I think that makes sense. I think that would make sense. I think that'd be dope. Competitively, I'm already out on building the conference in a sense, like, competitively, what it looks like. We know what this is about. It's about pageantry. It's about what people want to see, what people are going to go to these games and pay money for. So if you add a Tennessee State, if you add a Tuskegee, it's going to make people want to go see the games because of the rivalries and things like that are being renewed.
Bro, this would be huge. Just really, somebody's talking about the whole SIAC coming up to Division I. That ain't finna happen. I think it'd be admirable, but really, Benedict, Tuskegee's has the biggest following in the SIAC. Benedict could probably do it if they can, get their money right for real. And Albany State. After that, Miles is not moving up to Division I. That ain't gonna happen. That is not going to work. And the rest of the schools, who I'm not going to mention at this time, is not even worth it. Don't even sweat yourself. Savannah State just left Division I. They're not moving back up.
No, they good. So, we good.
Stop lying on SIAC.
All right. Next up, HBCUs and NIL deals. All right. So I was in the spaces. I was in Swacking the Fool spaces on what's today? Sunday. They did it Sunday since today's Monday. And they brought up how can HBCUs do better jobs at NIL deals and, keeping kids and all that type of stuff. And my push is this, and my push is always going to be this. The culpability, right, to me, is going to be on the school. And this is why I say that. Now, granted, schools are not allowed to go, coaches are not allowed to go get NIL deals, and schools are not allowed to get NIL deals. But listen to what I'm saying. And this is the example that I'm going to keep saying it until I'm going to kick this dead horse until it wakes up, right? If you have an Akil Glass who had his own shirt made, I got it. I don't have it with me right now, but I bought it, right? How the school and Akil Glass should have partnered up is that for homecoming, his family was able to set up a booth, maybe a fan day where they're allowed to set up a booth for him. You know what I'm saying? The Black College Experience, Miss Keisha, she made a good point talking about licensing and vendor and getting kicked off. But then I countered that point saying, hey, if I'm a school and Akil Glass is the best player, my best quarterback that's came out in the last 10, 12 years, I'm going to give him the cheat sheet. Hey, this is everything I need your shirt to have. I need it to be this type of way. It can't have Alabama A&M on it. It needs to do this. It needs to do that. And you give that kid the cheat sheet to be like, hey, this is what we needed for you to have, for you to be able to sell your stuff on campus or on the football field or whatever. But to me, that's how you show, the school shows its players that, look, we're behind you when it comes to making money. You make 80%, you give us 20 of it. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like the schools need to start partnering with the kids to make them feel more important in what is this new regime coming where players can make money for themselves. That's just my personal opinion. So cultivate what you have. What you got, Kofi?
Man, it comes to the things that, we talk about all the time, and it's the big C word called collaboration. When I don't understand something, I need to partner with somebody who does. When I'm not successful in an area, I need to partner with somebody who does.
Facts.
For me, I will, try to beat Dion on the field, like hands down. I'm trying to beat him. But the whole business savvy thing and how he was able to navigate certain arenas, I would talk to him. I would talk to any business person that understands NIL, that understands additional business of athletics in terms of earning money and building brands. If you don't understand it, it's okay, but partner with somebody who does so that you don't get left out in the dark. The time is out for just saying, oh, well, you know, they ain't go. No, you have not because you ask not. And the reason why HBCUs have been slow to get activated with this whole NIL deal, it's apparent that many of us just simply don't understand it. And if we get together and partner with the right people, we'll begin to understand it. And it's mandatory in this day and age that we understand it. We have to be a part of the game. Otherwise, you're going to be right back out there again where we were 5-6 years ago.
You know, BJ brought up a great point. BJ Jones, he brought up a point that he said that the University of Georgia, and I know people will be like, oh my God, don't bring up. No, but listen to me. He said the University of Georgia sold their game jerseys of the championship game, you know, to fans and alumni and things like that. And I'm saying to people, I'm like, yo, what would it, like, you got to think bigger. Marquise Bell, think about how much a Marquise Bell jersey would go right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you were already selling them, he got picked up by the Cowboys. Let's say he stays on the roster, which I believe he will, right? Kobe Durant. If South Carolina State was selling the Kobe Durant jerseys, you know what I'm saying, that were signed, how much would they be worth now because of the simple fact he was a 4th round draft pick? He went to the Rams. You know what I'm saying? You have Akil Glass. Even though he wasn't drafted, just the legendary status he has in the SWAC, how much would you have made off of this? So to me, at the end of the day, these schools have to do better in understanding we gonna get it wholesale and we can turn around and sell it retail. Because if you're because a coach from Alcorn State was on, he was like, Scotty, I'm telling you, I've been in these meetings. They're gonna be like, how are we gonna recruit this? How are we gonna recruit that? It's basic economics. Like, if I buy a jersey for $50 and I sell it for $120, I'm gonna recoup my money. It doesn't make sense. Or you have to have, I think it's a margin. You know, you have to have margins, right? So if I got to give, so if I'm doing all the grunt work as the school, well, the player's not going to get all the money. He's going to get 30%, 20% of that. And I'm going to keep the 80 or 70% off that. So now I gotta make my margin good. You know, my numbers match up so I can repay what I got and I can, you know, make money off of it. So I'm going to keep blaming the schools, man, because there's no reason why Alcorn State should not be selling Steve McNair jerseys.
Say that again. Where's the boom, man? You left, you didn't even explode. Jesus.
It's no reason. Listen, you over there talking about what we ain't got. We can't get this. We can't get that. Start selling some Steve McNair jerseys and you'll be surprised how much money you have available to you.
Absolutely. And that's not just for Alcorn State fans. That's for HBCU fans and other people in the state, or just people that are fans of what Steve McNair meant to the game of football. Doug Williams, same thing. Lord knows Grambling could just be like, whoo. Walter Payton at Jackson State, Jerry Rice, Willie Totten, all of these all of these great people, man. We've got to be able to figure it out, but you got to have the conversation so that you can talk to the right people to develop the necessary infrastructure that is going to take to withstand and sustain something like this. You know, it's amazing that we think that we have things together until we see stuff like this whole dancing doll stuff and be like, oh, wow, if we don't have that together, we might not, you know, but that's the reason why you have additional conversations so that you can get the necessary clarity so that you can move forward and not be left in the dark.
Come on, come on, man. Like, if any of these players' jerseys were being sold right now, see what's happening to me, and I don't care what nobody says. You can call me a hater. You can say, Scotty, you don't know shit of what you're talking about. Jackson State is leaving money on the table. Because I don't listen. I know for a fact Deion can go to Under Armour and say, yo, give me 200 Nugget jerseys. Give me 300 Travis Hunter jerseys. Give me 200 Malachi jerseys. And they're going to give it to him off the humble because it's Deion Sanders. And he's going to say, yo, we'll give you this back after we sell them. Because I'm Deion. We don't got it like that because, Jackson State ain't got it like that. We've made that known plenty of times, right? They ain't got it like that. So they'll say, yo, whatever we make off of them, we'll split you a certain percentage or whatever. But Jackson State is so hot right now. You got to ride this wave as long as you possibly can and make as much money as you possibly can. You need to have 100 Travis Hunter jerseys that are not signed and 100 Travis Hunter jerseys that are signed. Because do you know how much that shit would be worth if you win first round? If he goes first round like he's supposed to go, do you know how much money that jersey is going to be worth? Like, stop playing with me. I don't need a college degree to understand how money works.
It's a big deal, man. But you got to have people with vision and just simple conversation. I guarantee you that the presidents of our illustrious institutions are not having this conversation. They're not even talking about it, and our football coaches coach football games, right? Mm-hmm. So, outside of that, yeah, they kind of need to be concerned with the brand, but at the same time, you need experts in these positions that understand how this thing works so you can take advantage of it.
Listen, I'm gonna get off my soapbox with this, right? You want to know how to pay Coach Reed? Start selling female jerseys. Start selling, have her salary, just like Deion's. Like you get a percentage of all the jerseys sold. I would buy an Amisha Williams jersey. I would buy the other girl from the University of Houston. Gosh darn, I can't remember her name. You know what I'm saying? I would buy a Deja Rogan. I would buy these girls' jerseys. You could do a low budget jersey with just the shirt or just a t-shirt with the name on it. Yeah, I mean, you could do that. I'm not buying it. I want the official drink. I want the one with the straps. All right. I don't want no t-shirt. Now I want the official drink. I'm paying for the official drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
sir.
It's just stuff like that, right? Bring Amisha Williams back to sign her college jersey. Like there's so many ways that you could do this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just bothers me, man. It really just bothers me that.
I agree. Because the university is making the money off of the jersey. That's like a few years ago, what's my man's name that ran the ball for the University of Georgia, who ran for the Rams?
Todd Gurley.
Yeah. He got in trouble because of his jerseys, but it's his name on the jersey. Okay. And of course, the University of Georgia people are paying thousands of dollars for these jerseys to get a Todd Gurley jersey to be able to wear it, to keep it, XYZ, man, just all of this stuff is stuff that we've got to be able to capitalize on in this day and age right now. Now's the time.
You can't tell me that you keep. I'm so sick and tired of people saying, Scotty, like, we're the biggest brand in FCS, Scotty. We have this base, we have this, and you're not capitalizing on it. Like, I've gone to these games and I've seen alumni be like, oh, where you get that from? Man, I can't tell you where I got that from, man. This ain't, because they love their school. They love buying stuff that nobody else has. You know what I'm saying? So to me, to not keep putting out different type of merchandise is just stupid. It's just stupid. It don't make sense because your base is gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? It's like what's the movie American Gangster? Blue Magic. I stand by it. It's a brand name. Them Bama's gonna buy it. It's like McDonald's. They can mess up your order and you still gonna come back and buy another McDouble. That's what HBCU merch is. That's literally what it is.
It's crazy.
It's really
absolutely merch and nail you. Merch and nail you.
All right, coming down to the end. All right, Saban versus Sanders. Now, I want to get your opinion. I went on a long rant, Kofi. This is your time. Tell me how you felt when you initially saw the tweet and then the video. Tell me what you thought.
I'm still waiting on Dion to say something. I'm waiting on. I just selling all them Wolf tickets and got us all ready to hit me like this. He's like, what? Did he say something? He ain't said nothing yet. I want to address the lie. I'm kind of like, the baddest man hit my hand. The baddest man stepped across this line. You know, something like that. Like you done sat out there and said all that stuff. I want to see you address the issue. You know, even if you address it on your own platform. But I want to say I am in agreement with Dion from the standpoint that Saban, of course, was talking to his people and got all hyped up, running his mouth, and said something that he shouldn't have said. And because he said it publicly, he should apologize publicly. That's one thing that I agree with. He went after Jimbo, and Jimbo was like not having it. He was like, look, I know a whole bunch of stuff about that man Saban down there. You don't want me to sit up there and tell the whole story, do you? You know, I know a bunch of stuff that happened down there, and it's not for the people. That Saban guy is not the guy. By the way, Nick Saban was born on Halloween, so he got some issues and some other stuff going on. But pride makes a lot of people do a lot of stupid stuff, and he got hyped up in front of his people, like coaches do from time to time, and said too much. And
He said too much.
He said too much. He said too much, and needed to shut it down. That's what happened.
Oh man, how did you feel about Jimbo? How did you feel about Jimbo's
Jimbo? You know, Jimbo was right. Now let's be real, because people be talking about we were just freaking. We do it by the books. Now cut that lie out, please. Cut it out. Cut it out. You didn't see it, but that money bag has been in existence, people, since the Southwestern Conference has been in existence, okay? Now, I understand that before all of this time, before the NIL deals and everything made things legal and everything, Texas A&M was dropping that money back, and they still were dropping that money back, but they were 0 5 stars, 2 5 stars, and the 1. All right? So, you know, Jimbo kind of needs to chill out with all that stuff too for people. Because see, I want them having this conversation. The deal is Alabama, before Saban got there, was dealing with a bunch of probation because their fans and people are rabid and they love to do stuff for their players. They do it all the time. They've been doing it. You know, now it'd be interesting to see how Saban and them was able to work these little systems and stuff to get stuff done the way that they do. But, you know, these money bags are serious business. People leaving car keys in people's lockers. You know, blue shirts, car keys, look, house keys, you know, all kinds of stuff, bro. It's been going on for years.
Yeah, Blue told me that at Alabama, it's like Charger and Challenger. Like every Alabama player gets a Charger or a Challenger when you go to University of Alabama because they all be driving them. He says so. It's like a dealership.
Clemson, all of them. You know, I remember they used to talk about at Florida State how the players would get families that they could go to, you know, families that they could eat at. You know, hey, you need some change, son? We got you. You're a part of our family now. Here you go. Bam. Come on over to the house, son. We got you. We're going to take care of you. Yeah, you're part of the family now.
Straight blindside.
Yeah. It happens all the time. You know, I mean, you can't tell me a kid, again, that's coming from the hood is going to all of a sudden, with no credit, get a car that costs more than professors at the university.
Oh, man.
I mean, they must, again, the NCAA sees what they want to see. Let's be real about that. That's the part that's really the whole hypocrisy of it all. But what Dion has to be careful of is to continue to make sure that his I's are dotted and his T's are crossed. Because just as sure as he continues to coach down there in beautiful Jackson, Mississippi, with all them potholes, them people are going to come for him in a way that I don't think Jackson has seen. The University of Mississippi is not necessarily happy about everything that's going on in Jackson. Neither are the people in Starkville, and the people in Tuscaloosa are fighting, man. And those people are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They poison the whole tree, man. They poison the whole tree down there in Auburn.
Can I ask you a question, Kofi?
Yeah.
If it was Coach Maynard who called him out and said what he said, do you think the response would have been the same?
For Deion, yes, because Maynard, you might have to give me another coach because Maynard and him kind of have a history. So, but I kind of get what you're saying. Saban has the platform that it's kind of like he basically threw Deion a bone. It's like, hey, now Deion's all over it, and now all of the other HBCUs are now part of the whole conversation of it. I mean, you had whole Alcornites fighting for Jackson State and Deion. You had Southernites, God bless them, that were fighting for Deion, and that never happens. Of course, if you get on one of the HBCUs and you're not a part of the HBCU community, the HBCU community will stand up and let you know that you're out of order. So I don't think
it would have been so politically correct. Now, if it was Conor Maynard, if it was, I mean, I know his boy Willie ain't gonna do it. I know Fred ain't gonna do it. I know the dude from Valley ain't gonna do it. Dooley might. Coach Sims about that life. Coach Sims is about that life.
What's my man name at Alcorn? He'll do it. McNair.
Nah, they cool. Him and Deion. Okay, if Hugh Jackson would have did it. Do you see? My thing is this. I think the affinity that Deion has for Nick is what saved him. One, Nick's white privilege is one that saved him. His meaning to college football, because Jimbo even said he's a czar. Like, we all know Nick Saban's the godfather of this thing right now. And then every time you hear Deion compare himself to any coach, it was always Nick Saban. Would you treat Nick Saban like that? You wouldn't call Nick. You wouldn't call Nick. You know what I'm saying? So it's always that, correlation. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that if it wasn't as much on the line, I think he would have retaliated in a different way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would have been so PC in my personal opinion, but that's just my personal opinion.
And flag, just
gotta keep the check coming. Gotta keep the check. gotta keep the checks coming.
Gotta keep that check coming, man. But yeah, I mean, obviously most coaches look up to Nick. Especially Deion, you want to have that status, you want to have that notoriety, but I'm still waiting on Deion to make a statement. So, and I think
you made a statement, right? You did, right?
But I want to say, in addition to that, you have to also look at the big picture, because these Alabama people, these fans there, those fans in Tuscaloosa are a special group of crazy. And when I say that they're going to find it not strange, they'll be poking around there on Lynch Street with all kind of stuff. These people crazy. You pick a fight that you can win.
All right. And last but not least, what do you think the aftermath of the incident with, because you have people like, I don't know if I'm allowed. Babe! I'm trying to see if I was allowed to say somebody's name, but you have that show that talks about Jackson State. The guy said something like, this is going to be an opening of Pandora's box of more kids wanting to go to HBCUs. So that's
that box is already open. It's been open for some time, and it's on our HBCUs to continue to capitalize. Mm-hmm. What I will say is there's a couple of things that are going into it. The whole George Floyd thing and white guilt is real. And so even the incident up in Buffalo will affect HBCU recruitment. on a whole different level and scale. It's on our coaches, it's on our staffs with the number of camps. Like Florida State is having a huge mega camp. FAMU's going to be up in there, you know, which I think has never happened before. And it's not just because of the whole Nick Saban thing. It's just the fact that the time that we're in has allowed a new dimension of inclusion that also now is including HBCUs as a part of a conversation for, or an option for our 4- and 5-star kids to begin to consider. And we got to jump in on it. We've got to be able to capitalize in it. I think that a lot of that goes into our giving as well as our facility upgrades, being able to build new facilities and maintain it, because at the end of the day, you've got to be able to house and feed and nurture and develop these kids on a level that the PWIs do. You have to be able to offer the same stuff. It's time out for saying, oh, well, we're going to do more. No, we don't want to do more with less no more. We need to be doing more with more.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, we'll see how that goes. You know, I've heard conversations on how do you keep kids at HBCUs, because, you know, once they do well, become All-Americans, SWAC All-Americans, they look to make the jump. And I said, you can't. You have, it's kind of like the situation with Dion. You have to have, you got to use it while you have them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be mad if somebody decides to go on a different path. That's a coach, a player, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? ADs or whomever. You just have to use it when you have them. And now that you're hot, you have to get that buzz and you have to keep it growing. And with that buzz, you build off of. So let's say Dion gives you, in hypothetical, 10 minutes of fame. Well, take that 10 minutes of fame and turn it into an hour. You know what I'm saying? Figure out ways to turn that 10 minutes of fame. So if he ever does leave, now you have a whole hour, 2 hours that you can say, you know, Dion helped us get here, but now we've taken ourselves from here to here. You know what I'm saying? So it's just doing what you need to do to grow on top of where Dion has picked you up out of, dropped you off at, and now where are you going to do it on your own? You know what I'm saying? What can you do on your own? And it's about improving constantly.
The reality, yeah, exactly. And the reality is you can't do it on your own. You need assistance from people that are experts. So if I'm Jackson State, I'm looking to partner with even better quality people as far as my infrastructure, trying to make sure that I'm able to build now so that when Dion leaves, whenever he leaves, whenever that time is, they have the infrastructure to be able to bring in somebody else that can take the program to even the next level. And that's really not just for Jackson State. That's for all HBCUs. We're all guilty of dropping the ball. We're all guilty of missing moments that we should not have, all because we didn't have the necessary knowledge to sustain the momentum that was already handed to us.
I'll say this, and, you know, somehow always, you know, we try to make the show a little biblical because this might be the only Bible study you get in your life, you know what I'm saying, for the week. But, you know, God always says that, you know, his stuff, his word won't return to him void, right? And I think for this, in the sense, is like, yo, your eyes have been opened, right? You know what you weren't doing. You know what you can do now. So there should be no time that you go back into what you used to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know, listen, there's no backsliding out here, okay? You know what right looks like. You know what you're capable of getting. That's across the board. That doesn't just have to include Jackson State. That's FAM, that's A&M, that's Alabama State. That's knowing your worth. At whatever worth, whatever you think your worth is at, okay? That's knowing your worth. So at any point in time, there should never be a situation from 2021 forward to where you do not understand what HBCU culture is worth and what the individual schools are worth. That does not mean people are checking for you. I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear about what I'm saying. Does not mean people are checking for you. That just means you know what your worth is, okay? It just means you know what your worth is, and getting players and getting talent and understanding that process, and the transfer portal being literally a blessing upon blessings for you all as well. All right? So just a little something like that.
Right. I mean, that's a whole lot, man. I mean, just understanding it, because Our people have always perished. People around the world have always perished for a lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. And all that getting is on us to get
an understanding.
Come on now.
Come
it's
on.
on us to get the necessary understanding. When you can't apply it, it's because you can't understand it or you don't understand it.
Well.
Yeah. So what we've got to do is make sure that we understand the necessary things, and we've got people in place that understand the business of what we desire to accomplish. The whole thing with these whole contracts, you have people writing contracts or signing contracts that A, they probably did not read. B, if they read it, they did not understand it, or the magnitude of what was really at stake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so therefore we throw away millions of dollars. Even FAMU and Cookman, who own, of course, blah, 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 XYZ, they bragging about it. I'm like, look, you're still leaving millions of dollars on the table. You're still leaving it. You know, if your city impact is $30+ million for a weekend, your impact is $30+ million, and all you're getting is 1.5 million. You are getting cheated.
Sandpaper. All right, listen. We got one more question, and then the call lines are open. 516-259-9041, 516-259-9041. Oh, it's too late now. Thanks, though. Thanks for coming. All right. So, hey, who you got going to the finals, Kofi?
Ooh. Obviously, Golden State, bro. Golden State's gonna win it all, and I'm a Miami Heat homer. That's my team. It don't matter. I mean, Golden State's gonna win it, barring some injury or freak injury of some sort. I'm going Golden State Heat.
So this is my thing. I'm pretty upset because I'm a Mavericks fan. I've been a Mavs fan since we lost. Let me tell you, some people think I'm not a bandwagon, right? I was not Cowboys fan. I am a Cowboys fan, but I was a Mavericks fan when we had Eric Dampier and Dwayne Wade brought him back. You know, like I've been a fan that long. Okay, I've been a fan when we lost the first finals to the Heat. I was hurt. Do you hear me? Okay, I've been a fan when we won again in 2011 and had one of the best teams. What's hurting me right now with Dallas is that Luka is the best player in the series, but he doesn't have enough help. Golden State just has too many weapons. All right. And I think with the Heat and Celtics, they can compete team-wise, right? Like Luka's the superstar. Out of all 4 games, Luka's the best player, and I don't give a damn what you're talking about. Out of all these people left, Luka's the best player. But he doesn't have the best team. And I think the Heat and the Celtics team-wise, I think they have especially the Heat, I think they're just a well-built team. And I think they can compete with Golden State, with Bam, Lowry, Jimmy Butler.
Tenacious. Yeah. They're tenacious enough where they can make it messy. But the reality is the Golden State Warriors are they are well-oiled, well-coached machine. They've been there. They've done that. Golden State's definitely the favorite.
Man, listen, I'm going to tell you, it's two things Mark Cuban need to be looking for. He needs to get Luka a number 2. Got to get a number 2 guy. And we got to get somebody in the middle that is like 6'10", 6'11". We need a Draymond Green. Okay, that's what we need. I would prefer somebody a little bit bigger than Draymond Green, but we need some Draymond Greens because Reggie Bullock, that dude looks like I don't know what he looking like trying to shoot threes, and he's not doing very well at it. I mean, when you go 0 for freaking 15 for shooting threes, bro, you couldn't make 1, couldn't make 3. It's tough, man. It's really tough watching this series, and I was hoping Dallas could pull. I'm like, yo, if we go 2-2. You know what I'm saying? Then it's 0-0. We got a chance, but it's looking. I don't want us to get swept. That's pretty much what I'm looking at right now. I just don't want us to get swept, and I'm being honest. But all right. But call lines are open, guys. 516-259-9041.
Get ready, buddy. Get ready.
I can't, man. I can't. 516-259-9041. 516-259-9041. Listen, man. Anybody talking about Jordan Poole is the truth? When you have listen, okay, because somebody said this to me, and it really pissed me off. The reason Jordan Poole is able to play the way he can play is because how much the floor is spaced, okay? When you have to put a body on Steph, you have to put a body on Clay, you cannot double team Poole. So he can go for 30. He can go for 35. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't leave Clay and Steph. You just can't do it, okay? You just can't. So when he goes to another team and does it when he's the key focus, then I'll believe it. Until then, miss me with that.
By the way, Mr. Poole, do you like KD did and think that you're all that in a bag of chips and just go up there and join them with somebody that can't play or is not going to play and everything? You need to get them rings while you can, son.
What's up, Coach Green? Talk to me.
Hey, Scott. I think y'all need to go ahead and sign Jordan Poole because he's going to be a free agent, and I know Golden State can't afford him.
I don't think he's a number 2. I think he's a great third option. I wouldn't believe in him being a number 2. Not to Luka, not to be a 2 to Luka. Nah. I wouldn't make that purchase, but that's just me. But go ahead.
Okay. Hey, now you were talking about as far as like them throwback jerseys with McNair and everything. I think the thing with the McNair thing, the McNair's gonna have to clear that though.
They
just
already
like with Sweetness down in Jackson.
Were you not on the spaces? Were you not on the spaces? First of all, they don't have to clear that. Like they can either sell it without his name, or if they sell it with his name, then they have to give proceeds to the family. If they sell it without his name, they don't have to clear that with nobody.
For real?
Yeah, they don't have to clear that with nobody. It's just a number.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Woo. Damn. So how long you think it's going to take Tuskegee to make that move?
Ideally, you're talking about a year at least. This past, you're talking about you have to be able to declare what you're going to do at your conference affiliation. I think by June, is it June 20th or something like that? But they're not going to do that this year too soon. But the first thing that Tuskegee has to do is upgrade their facilities. Their facilities right now, outside of their basketball arena, have to be upgraded. That's where the whole money thing comes in. But Tuskegee's sitting on millions, man. They've got the money to be able to.
And they got a lot of land.
Yeah, they got the money to be able to make some things happen. So it's only a matter of time. I say give it a year.
So I guess that was rough and gold anyway. That's why he took that job, huh?
Absolutely, and it's Tuskegee's long overdue. Like I've long felt like even when Winston-Salem made the move and Savannah State made the move, I was like, why are they making the move? Like, why? The one school in the SIAC that has the tradition, that has the national brand and following is Tuskegee. They could definitely do it. And with having those money games right there in the state, a home and home with FAMU and Tuskegee, home and home with Bama State, home and home with A&M, home and home with Bethune, even Southern University, that's going to be huge, bro. That would be huge, and that's a lot of money for that city.
So this is my next question then. All right, we all know Jackson State fans travel, Southern, FAMU. We know how all they fans travel. Do Tuskegee fans travel?
Tuskegee fans definitely travel. What's funny? What happened?
Roland Martin just texted me saying Tuskegee broke as fuck.
All right, let me go right here. Tuskegee fans travel. They travel. If Tuskegee was to play in Detroit as of right now, they would have about 30,000 fans. They would have 15, 20,000 fans. Easy. In any major city. Oh, man. Yeah. So.
Hey, appreciate the call, though, Coach Green.
All right.
Oh,
you
man.
can check their endowment. What's their endowment?
Let me see. I'm going to go Google it right now. Oh, here you go. All right, Tuskegee. Whoa, that thing says $2 billion.
Read the endowment.
It says $2 billion.
Okay.
It says highlights HBCU and hold on. My bad. That's
Okay.
wrong. That's wrong. It was a total thing. Let me see. It looks like 126 million. Man, people in the chat, man, y'all find it, man. I ain't got time for this. It says 126. 126. All right, let me answer this caller real quick.
Okay.
Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Hey, Scotty, how you doing?
What's good? What's your name?
This is Miss Adrian again, a graduate of Tuskegee University.
Hey, how you doing? Talk to me.
Mr. Roland, good. Mr. Roland is right. We ain't got it. Okay? Don't have it. I don't know where all these people keep telling me, oh, y'all got money. We ain't got it. You can't keep changing presidents every 2 years trying to think that the school is going to prosper. We don't have it. Yes, we ain't got lights in the stadium, and I'm being grammatically incorrect intentionally. We ain't got lights in the stadium. You don't need lights down in that hole. Have y'all ever been down in that hole at night? You don't want to do it.
I ain't never been there. I ain't never been there.
One of the things that I will say is that there's more than one way to, of course, skin a cat. With public and private partnerships, which is a lot of things that are happening. This is how a lot of universities, of course, building a lot of different facilities. So it's just about having the right conversation. I know now, again, Skigi's going to make money in football season. That's going to be revenue generated. The issue is going to be basketball, baseball, and the other sports and sustaining that. If they can do that, they'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't see that happening anytime soon. So I'm being honest. I'm being very honest. We got issues at Tuskegee that we need to handle before we even talk about going to D1.
That's fair.
And
Hey, appreciate that. No,
but I still believe in Tuskegee will lead us on to victory.
Is that really their thing?
Okay, that was.
That's old school.
I know that shit. That must have been when my mama was there in the city.
That's about 79.
Wow. What's the new one?
I didn't get that to 91, so I don't know about that.
What's the new one? What's the new one? How does it go?
I don't know. It's ball and parlay, man. Ball and parlay.
Nobody talking to you, Kofi. I'm trying to hear the slogan. Go ahead, Miss Thomas. Go ahead.
Yes, we ball and parlay. It's whether Sunday or gray, we're gonna ball and parlay.
What does that even mean?
We get crunk every day. That's the Tuskegee way.
Oh, okay. Ball and parlay. Okay. Ball and broke. But I'm sorry.
Hey, you're right. I'm with you when you're right.
Thank you so much, Miss Thomas. Appreciate it.
No problem. Y'all have a good evening.
You too. We're gonna ball and parlay. Oh, that's smooth. That's like you need a drink with that. I don't even drink, but it seems like you need a drink with that. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, JB?
Hey, what up, man? Hey, quick question. Let me turn it down. So, Kofi, if Bethune-Cookman can be Division I for over 30 years, wouldn't we think, a school like Tuskegee, like it would be like an easy move? Not an easy move, but they would be able to do it as well. I mean, because you brought up some really great points. They definitely have a national brand. They're one of only 5 HBCUs whose endowment is over $100 million. I think the 126 million, that was as of 2017. I want to say 2022, they're up to 150. But, and of course, we know in most endowments, the majority of the money is earmarked for specific projects. But given the base of Tuskegee, their alumni base have deep pockets. And Tuskegee has deep corporate relationships.
Okay.
It would seem like a no-brainer, like especially for another private school comparable to them, like Bethune-Cookman or one of the private schools from the MEAC. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Me personally, again, you had a Tuskegee alum call in, and apparently, obviously, they're having the same issues that a lot of our HBCUs are having. But I think that Tuskegee is on a different level than I think that they're in better shape than probably Mississippi Valley. I don't see them any worse than what Mississippi Valley. I don't see them doing any worse than what UAPB has done. And even I would even say Bethune-Cookman. So, you know, they've got the alumni, they've got the support. I think that obviously with them in playing in the state of Alabama, you've got 2 in-state games. They're less than 2 hours away from Florida A&M University. So these are ways that they, of course, can generate that revenue. Like I stated earlier, they can go into any metropolitan areas, provided that they have the right contracts. Of course, we know about those whole contracts with Classic Games. But they can go into Atlanta, they can go into Detroit, they can go into Indianapolis and draw 40,000+ people. So, you know, I think it's doable. And I think that they would draw more than what Bethune-Cookman would draw.
Absolutely. I mean, even to go back to your point, man, Tuskegee's fan base, I would say pound for pound, top 3 fan bases among HBCUs, Jackson, Southern, Tuskegee. I remember the old Pioneer Bowl when it was played here in Charlotte. About 2006, and they played Johnson C. Smith, which is in Charlotte, and Tuskegee filled up there in the whole stadium. A couple of years ago, they played Winston, up in Winston, and had a huge crowd. Like, Tuskegee always travels well. I saw Roland Martin's comment. You know, I would love for him to call in. We can have a conversation. Tuskegee, of course, is a STEM powerhouse. They're all through NASA. They're all through corporate America, all through the federal government. So they definitely have deep pockets. And I think among the HBCU's sphere, if you will, that's a known fact.
Hey, appreciate
I feel like, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just saying, appreciate the call, JB. I'm gonna jump to Roland real quick since he jumped in the line. Go ahead, Mr. Martin. You good?
I feel like Al Pacino on The Godfather 3 saying, I try to get out. Y'all keep pulling me back in.
Go ahead.
Look, okay. Director, but here's the problem. The SEC is actually, SEC is going to be moving away from playing cupcake games. Look, they just added Texas in Oklahoma. So now you're talking about expansion. So the reality is the SEC is trying to get away from its schools playing, frankly, weaker opponents because that has an impact on their strength of schedule. And so, yes, it's a great idea for Alabama to play these schools a money game, make it a rotating deal, but the likelihood of that is slim to none, because if you're Alabama, you also are talking about literally the health of players. And that is, if you compare the quality of the players at Alabama playing against Tuskegee players, can they compete on the field? Look, we've talked about this beforehand of these schools playing Ohio State or Miami, getting blown out 60, 70, 75, 77, nothing. That's going to be one of the issues that you have to deal with. And so I just think people, you just need to understand that reality. That this is what you're also facing when you're talking about playing one of these schools. I still fundamentally believe that, and now when you talk about, first of all, you talk about again facilities. I mean, that game ain't gonna be played in Tuskegee. Okay, that game is gonna be in Tuscaloosa. It is. It's just, I mean, the reality is. Guys, it comes down to this here. You have to look at sizes of stadiums. Can you sustain that on a regular basis? And so just take the time and say, okay, what's the seating capacity at Grambling? There's a reason why Grambling doesn't have a lot of home games. What's the seating capacity at Fairview? The seating capacity at all of these different schools. You have to factor these things in. And so all these things come into play. When we're talking about these programs, we have to not look at these athletic programs as revenue generators. The numbers showed it, in terms of what is the Jackson State entire athletic budget. Not football, entire athletic budget. What? $8 million. Now you start talking about the Mississippi schools. And so the revenue opportunities are not solely when it comes to the sports programs. They have to be looking at the schools holistically in terms of, yes, your alumni. How can you, when we talk about these digital channels, or how do you maximize social and your fan base?
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the other thing. What is it? I heard somebody saying Tuskegee's alumni got deep pockets. Really? Really? Okay. What's the average donation? What's the percentage of alumni giving? Claflin has the highest percentage of alumni giving and exceeds 50%. The average HBCU is around 5%. And I've spoken to South Carolina State, Philander Smith. I mean, I could go down the line. We start talking about schools and giving. I mean, Howard University's number was extremely low prior to Wayne Frederick becoming president. So, and when I say giving, I'm not saying, oh, people who give $1,000. Literally, FAMU was at 5%. I have the FAMU, we have the TV1, the FAMU alumni president on, and the giving of FAMU alumni to the university was 5%.
Wow.
That means giving even $1. So when we're talking about schools, we have to understand that we've got to create this thing for people to say, oh, I love my school. Yeah, but are you sending a check back? You got to stop being pissed off about how the financial aid office treated you or how you like some professor when you were there. We got to understand that we literally have to be in institution building. On tonight's show, I read the quote from Dr. King's book, Where We Go From Here, Chaos of Community, where he talked about the institutions that are positioned to help Black people get liberated. And what he wrote was, he said, the Negro Church, the Negro Press, fraternities and sororities, and our Black professional organizations. I'll add in HBCUs. Are we properly funding our institutions? And I'm talking about, if you are a graduate not going back for homecoming, are you literally on an annual basis sending your school $25, $50, $100, $250, $500, $1,000? If you're not, you're part of the damn problem.
Hey, Roland.
And that's what we have to be understanding.
Go ahead, Kofi. He wants to ask you a question, Mr. Roland.
Yeah, because and I'm in total agreement. I'm in total agreement with everything that you said. The thing is, obviously, going back to, how our people perish because of a lack of knowledge. Obviously, when Morehouse got their new president was not even somebody that their alumni wanted. But he's not totally counting on the Morehouse alums to give. He's been able to tap into a whole different market to put Morehouse in position to raise in the next few years almost basically $500 million. So I think that one of the things that we've got to do as HBCUs is, again, put experts that understand the science of raising money and connecting and engaging our alumni in such a way that, there's no excuses. Now, of course, as alums, just like with our regular house, we automatically understand that, hey, the light bill is due. So putting HBCUs on our agenda is an absolute must at this particular day and age, especially if we look and desire to seriously go to the next level. But I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on basically putting experts in position, because, just that whole tradition within our HBCUs has been a stronghold with this whole buying people or getting people that we know, and they're not experts, and then they sit in that seat for the next 10 to 15 years doing absolutely nothing, and it's ludicrous.
Yep. Oh, you're absolutely correct. And I'm going to say something, and it's going to piss some HBCU people off, but I don't really give a damn. And that is this. And I'm speaking from experience, but not just my experience. I'm speaking from the number of people who I've interviewed. And that is this here. One of the greatest mistakes of many HBCUs is this: you're not one of us. Now, I'm speaking as a Texas A&M graduate. Texas A&M has the same damn problem. And that is, oh, you're not one of us. You don't know our culture. You don't know our way of life. What I do know is y'all broke. Now, I am also about to bring this beyond HBCUs. I experienced this when I went to Chicago to run the Chicago Defender. Folks were like, oh, you ain't from Chicago. And I was like, and y'all haven't made a profit in 20 years. So if y'all were so smart in Chicago about running the Chicago Defender, why y'all been broke 20 years? Yeah, straight up. I mean, people, look, Texas Southern University ran off Dr. Austin Lane because you had some board members were ego tripping. Tuskegee ran off a university president because he interviewed somewhere else. Well, where did he enter? What happened? Well, he was inside of, that's about Brian Johnson. Now, some of y'all might say, oh, you don't know about this. Here's what I do know. He was inside of 90 days, and they had not said to him whether they were going to renew his contract. Well, he got a family. Of course you're going to go interview somewhere else. They got pissed and he got interviewed. Let me tell you something. If you're in college and nobody is trying to recruit your president, that's a president you don't want.
Absolutely.
So I need people to understand, look, I'm telling you, there are other examples of individuals who have wanted to serve on HBCU boards, who have wanted to serve in other capacities, and folks are like, well, you're not one of us. Okay, so tell me how that's been going. So when you look at the University of Texas, they're not looking for somebody who's a UT graduate. No, this is a multi-billion-dollar institution. Texas A&M, previous president came from the University of Washington. So these things happen. And so what HBCU should be like, I got people, oh dog, you shouldn't be talking, you went to A&M. So you gonna turn down expertise because I didn't go to HBCU. Well, it ain't my fault. Texas Southern University is across the street, has a school of communications, and never walked across the street to Jack Yates and asked, who is your top student in your school of communications? Because in 1987, it was Roland Martin. Fairview was 50 miles down the road and didn't ask the same question. So don't ask me why you didn't go. I went where the money was. This is an expertise question. And this is where Black institutions, not just HBCUs, but Black fraternities, sororities, professional groups, Black organizations, we're stuck in this, you didn't come through our system, but are you successful? Are you thriving? I keep saying this. I'm tired of Black people having surviving conversations. Oh man, we do so much with so little. How can we start doing more with a lot more? I want us to have thriving conversations. Look, Kellen Winslow was at Florida A&M. What did he say? Yo, we can't have football games giving away $10,000, $15,000 tickets. You can't have somebody say, yo, I was Miss Grambling or Miss Southern or Miss FAMU in 1976. Bro, this 2022.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to understand that, look, everybody can't get the hookup.
Absolutely. But the thing is that we have a hard time doing is we tend to defend our mess. And one of the things that I've learned is that you cannot defend what's not working. And at some point you have to confront.
No, I'm telling you. You think I'm lying? I had Negroes protesting me in Chicago.
Wow.
I said, y'all been broke for 2 decades.
You cannot defend what's not working. We
lost money my first year. We made a profit of $100,000 my second year. We made a profit of $400,000 my third year. They were like, you know what? We don't really like the direction you taking us. We just want to be a small community paper. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all were broke when I took it over. Now you made $400,000. I said, you know what? I'm out. I gotta go. I mean, Austin Lane was doing amazing stuff at Texas Southern University. They ran him off, fired him. Then it was like, oh, got sued. Then had to pay the contract out. And within 2 weeks, boom, he gets hired at SIU. The AD of Florida A&M gets fired in 24 hours, had 3 offers from Division I schools. Come on, bro. We cannot drive away competent black talent.
Come on.
Because they offended our ego, or they came in to do something the right way, which is to make money for the school. But no, ego gets in the way. You can't have at FAMU 9 ADs in 13 years. One of the sisters said about Tuskegee, you can't keep changing presidents every 2-3 years and be successful.
Preach.
You can't. There is stability. Stability in leadership leads to stability in your finances.
Facts.
Instability in leadership will lead to instability in finances.
So let me ask this, because just from the standpoint of we've all heard the mantra or the phrase that says you can't change what you don't confront. You can't confront what you don't identify. Getting HBCU alums and supporters engaged, and most of all, just informed to the point where we can make the type of impact that we need to make. It's like, how do we get to that point of making, I want to say, quality confrontation?
Well, here's the first thing. Are we broke or are we making money? This ain't hard. Are we in the black? Are we in the red? If we in the black, that means we're doing well. Then the question then becomes, are we maximizing our opportunities? I know somebody is saying, everything ain't all about money. Yes, it is. Because you can't pay the lights. You can't pay for lawn service. You can't increase your faculty staff. If you can't increase research and development, then you got a problem. And so there are people. So then what you said earlier, is absolutely right. As I said on my show more than a month ago, we've got to tell people who are nice people, who are loving Christian people, that they can't raise a cent. You got to move out the way. Straight up. Listen, I've been on numerous. Look, I'm gonna give y'all. This is the perfect example.
Straight up.
I've been on the board of directors of the National Association of Black Journalists 3 times. We're sitting in a board meeting in March of 2018, and our committee presents to us, and they're like, they're talking. And I said, well, the convention in July, we don't have any speakers lined up. No, letters are going out. I'm like, yo, this 90 days from now. Now, while we in the meeting, bro, straight up, we in the meeting, I start texting Tyler Perry. I was like, yo, Tyler, I got an idea. I want you to do a master class at our convention. How much time you want? I ain't giving you no time limit. I said, you can do what you want to do, however you want to structure it. And he was like, yo, I'm getting back from Europe on this day. I said, man, pick what day you want to come. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't care. He said, wait a minute, I can take him to church and take him to school. I said, you can do what the hell you want to do. I don't care. I ain't put no limits on you. Tyler said, bet, I'll do it. I said, yo, Tyler Perry is one of our speakers. And I looked at me, they were like, huh? I said, they're like, well, who need to call confirm? I said, y'all, I just talked to Tyler Perry. He in. Now, what's the focus of the story? If you have board members who can call people, then they bring connection.
Mm-hmm.
If there are members of your board of trustees at any HBCU or any black organization, and they can't call nobody,
come on now.
They ass off the board.
Come on now.
Wonderful, but you cannot sit on our board of trustees. If you cannot connect the university to people or resources, then you are of no value in the seat. That is the point of expertise. Boards of trustees are there for two things: governance and to bring in money. That's the responsibility of the board. So what's the point of having board members who cannot pick the phone up and call somebody? That's the whole point. And so it requires a full evaluation. So it's the same thing. Who is my AD? Who do you know? What relationships do you have? What can you bring into this athletic department that expands our opportunities, or are we having to do it all ourselves? Oh, if you're the university general counsel, what knowledge do you have of contracts that go beyond just a general contract? Oh, you don't have an expertise in media rights. Well, let me go bring in somebody who does. Why are you negotiating apparel deals when you don't know a damn thing about the apparel industry? Expertise. See, that's the whole point. And so what we are doing is we're falling for the okie doke by having people in positions of power who literally don't know anybody, who can't listen. If I wanted to know something, if you asked me a question about NASA and the space shuttle, I'd say dog, I don't know what the hell you asking me. But I know Aisha Bo, who was a rocket scientist, used to work at NASA. I know Delia Allen, who's a rocket scientist. I can call one of them, and you can ask them the question. That's called connection. Part of our problem is we have people who we have allowed to sit in positions of authority who don't know nobody, can't bring in no money, can't raise no money, can't throw a fundraiser to make $1,000, but they sitting on boards making decisions, making multi-million-dollar decisions when they ain't never themselves negotiated a six-figure salary.
Now, Mr. Roland, let me ask you a quick question. What do schools do, like the Mississippi schools and the Louisiana schools that are governed by the state? So most of their board trustees are, the presidents are probably picked by the state, and then those presidents pick the board of trustees. How do schools circumvent that system?
They better get some people in office.
The president can create an advisory board. Your colleges can create their own advisory boards. So, for example, if you have a business school at, let's say Mississippi Valley State. Okay, fine, I got the board of trustees. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create an advisory board. Okay, Alabama. What HBCUs are in Alabama?
Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Mile,
Talladega. Ton of them.
Okay. Who is the CEO of one of the three largest companies in the world who is an Alabama native?
I don't know.
Tim Cook, the CEO.
You're breaking up.
CEO of what?
Martin.
You're breaking up. You said Jim
If
Cook.
Roland Martin, I said Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple.
Got you.
He's an Auburn graduate. If Roland Martin is the CEO, if I am the dean of a business school or the president of a university in Alabama, I'm gonna go to Tim Cook about investing in my business school. And I'm gonna go to him as a native of Alabama. Don't matter, he went to Auburn, he's from Alabama. In fact, I'm gonna create a consortium of all the HBCUs and say we should go as a consortium to Tim Cook and say, here's a plan that we have that we want to partner with our institutions, and we're seeking a $100 million or $250 million commitment from Apple to develop next generation engineers, scientists, and others to work at Apple. But I'm not limited just to science, because Apple has people who work in PR, in marketing, in other agencies. See what I'm saying? So I don't need the Board of Regents. Now, here's the deal. Now, again, I can create that without going to the board. My college is, I'm now thinking beyond the limitations of, yeah, y'all go ahead and pick the Board of Regents, but I'm going to go over here and go find me some high-powered CEOs. And then if the board start tripping, the CEO's going to be like, excuse me, what y'all doing? See, I'm trying to get us to think differently. Perfect example. Tuskegee has a hospitality program, right?
I believe so.
They got a hospitality program.
They got one.
Yeah.
I stayed that hotel and conference center that was donated years ago. I stayed there when I spoke to Tuskegee. It really needs some major work. It needs to be refurbished. It does. So you got Tuskegee. Okay. So here's my question to Tuskegee. If you're Tuskegee and you're the president and you have a hospitality school, then are you aligned with Arnold Donald, who is the CEO of Carnival Cruise Line? If you're not, what you doing? Okay, if you are an HBCU, and you have a construction management program anywhere in America, okay, some kind of construction program, some kind of anything along those lines, okay, that's just the program that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to ask you the critical question. Are you aligned, or have you even thought about calling a brother who right now, folk don't even know, there's a black CEO of Lowe's? Uh-oh. You got Home Depot that sponsors the pregame show on ESPN, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, hell, somebody should say, well, what if we created something and go to Lowe's where the CEO is black? All I'm saying is we've got to learn to understand where there's money, there's power. Where there's power, there's money. And we have been operating in an insular fashion for far too long. And we got to be like Frank Lucas said in American Gangster. I'm going to get that money.
Hey, Mr. Roland, I'm going to ask you these two questions before I let you go, right? One, is there any way you can pitch that idea to Lowe's for me? Because I will happily take that advantage for the show.
No, you late. That wasn't nothing that was coming off the top of the head.
Say less. And then,
trust me. We already having those conversations in terms of pitching and trying to be creative with it. Because guess what? Home Depot sponsors that program. You know where as I heard you said earlier, they got that HBCU database. Okay, the home improvement deal, and not paying a lot out. Look, if you Lowe's, like, hey, Lowe's, Home Depot killing y'all among black people, what y'all gonna do?
Hey, step up. And then secondly, listen, I went to Claflin for a year. I can't get nobody to give me no merch. I've been trying to find somebody. I need a connection, Mr. Martin, to somebody in Claflin to send me some merch.
Claflin's new president is, okay, now first of all, Scotty, you're going to make me cuss you out.
I'm going to buy
it. First of all, you should be buying some merchandise. But second, Claflin has a new president who came from Harris Stowe. Okay, hit the president on Instagram, send him a DM, and what you should tell him is, look, man, I'm gonna wear Claflin gear at least once a week.
Yeah.
They sent me a nice sweatshirt with a big C. I rock it all the time. Come on, Doc, go to the top.
I got you.
I ain't Walmart pulled that at Juneteenth ice cream off the shelves, and we tried to do a marketing deal, advertising deal, and the agency was tripping. And I was already going to send the CEO an email, and so he gonna get my email tomorrow. You see, I ain't afraid to go to the top and ask for something. That's what we got to be able to do.
Facts.
Black people, we've been playing too small for too long.
Hey, Mr. Martin, I appreciate you calling as always. Hey, be safe.
But I'm gonna go ahead and hit the Kaplan president and tell him to hook you up. I got you.
Appreciate you, Mr. Martin. Appreciate you. I appreciate it. One, be safe.
And all y'all listening talking about I should partner with a better phone company. I'm driving, damn it.
Eddie reading the comment.
Oh, don't think I don't read the comment. I do it during my show as well. I'm driving in DC in the rain, so don't get cussed out. G-Dub. Don't get cussed out, G-Dub.
All right, Mr. Martin, peace. Hey, bro, he called people out in the comments. Hey, I'm gonna take. Hey, we got 10 minutes left. We're gonna take these last two callers and we out. Hey, caller, you live? Talk to me.
Hey, what up, man?
What's goody? What's your name? Where you call from?
I'm Cal from Mississippi, man.
Talk to me.
Hey, I'm gonna call you out some lies real quick though. Now, hear me out though. You in the military, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is Kofi mainly. Bruh, I have never seen in my life shitload of 18-year-olds that had time charged to go in the military. Tell me I'm lying.
Nah, that's like the private automatic car. They get a charger. Absolutely.
Charger, you marry your first wife, and you know how that goes. Yo, I ain't the first call after Roland Martin, man.
You are the first call after Roland Martin.
God damn it. Man, it's like Jackie Chan going behind Mandingo. I can't compete with that.
Hey, man, listen, you got to come in with it don't matter about following Roland Martin. You just got to come in with your point and say your point. It's no biggie.
Hey, Rick, the point, I ain't mean to cut you off, sorry.
You're good. Go ahead, man. Say your point.
Hey, I'm going back to the whole jersey sale thing.
Uh-huh.
Like, I mean, I don't think we is capitalizing on all the athletes. I mean, because every school has a market for that athlete. Now, I don't know if the school can negotiate with the company, but somebody needs to be like, hey, let's get these jerseys worked. You know what I'm saying? The jerseys ain't that expensive if we think about it. You buy it directly from the company. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm a Jackson fan, obviously, but you know, like Shador jerseys, them jerseys will sell off the chain in Jackson. You know
Facts.
Like, I mean, you made a good point though. Like a Marquise Bell jersey would go off the chain at FAMU. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
A Kill Glass would go out. You know, it's up. I mean, why? Y'all bring a good point. It's more of not why. You know, why not? It's like how can we? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
How can we go to the next level? You know what I'm saying? That's the question we got to ask. But I know you got a lot of calls on line, so I'm about to dip out. But I'm going to say this again real quick. Southern, y'all suck.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me. What's your name? Where you call from?
This as we're waking in Ohio.
What's up? What's up, man? Talk to me.
I'm a little stuffy right now, but I'm in marketing, and kind of want to put out a piece of advice for people looking out for trying to get fundraising or whatever. We tend to go to the big name companies and not the second tier companies. So, in my experience, everybody want to go to Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or whatever. You have other brands that are looking for the market share, and they will be easier to obtain because they need their market share, like a RC Cola, like a Fanta, like a third tier ticket franchise or whatever. We got to look at how we live our lives, what brands we see every day, and that we utilize, because we tend to overlook those companies.
Uh-huh.
They are wide open because I learned that early on. You go for the big dog, the big dog's already big. Go for the next size dog, and they will be easier to obtain. And once you get them, acquire them to grow, help them grow, then the big dogs will come to you. I just want to throw that out.
No problem, man. Hey, no problem. I appreciate the call. Somebody said Fago.
Check sodas.
You know what I'm saying? Get that lemon lime. Go get find
That limit line be off chain. Y'all slide. Y'all
get that limit line. All right, last caller right here. Hey, JB, you last.
Hello, gentlemen. Scotty, Kofi, and Scotty. How are y'all doing this evening?
Man, we doing good, man.
How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. Sorry I missed a lot of your show because I was actually at another meeting, so I'll try to be brief with this. Actually, I have a question that's kind of expired by the Roland Martin call, and then something else that kind of on my mind today, too. First of all, regarding the Roland Martin call, and he was absolutely right about the business and everything else. The question I have, and I hear this a lot also, why do we only insist on chasing black dollars and black investments? If we're trying to build our programs, build our schools up, right? Last time I checked, all money is green.
Facts.
Is there a reason why we don't go after all the dollars instead of just places that look like us?
Because you don't have experts in those seats. As I stated earlier, and then Roland Martin came back, he said the same thing. If you're going to be successful when it comes to fundraising and getting out there and I want to say acquiring dollars, you need people that understand the game, that don't have, I want to say, a problem establishing relationships with people. But when you have people whose circle is very small and they call the same 10 people every freaking year, you got a problem. But they're in these seats that make decisions for our universities. And because we know them, then we have a problem confronting them or firing them and moving them to get somebody who is an expert.
Now, the follow-up question that I have is that, and Kobe, that's a great response so far. Do you think some of that is, I had to say it like this because how it sounds. Do you think some of this is a slight inferiority complex from some of us?
It's fear, and it's just some of it's fear, and just some of it's just a lack of knowledge. And some of this is just, I want to say, I want to put on tradition. You know, just people saying, well, you know, Michigan and black schools are not the only schools that do this. Other schools do it too. We want a Michigan man. We want a Yale grad. But sometimes you have to tap into other markets and other tribes to get the things that you need. We need collaboration like never before.
Gotcha. Thank you. And then the question I had, and see, this was something I read this morning that actually made the hairs on my big toe itch. I'm seeing this stuff about Tuskegee saying that, okay, well, Alabama should play their HBCUs. Now, I'm going to be messy for a minute. Is this the same Tuskegee that had issues paying their band and band staff last academic year or earlier this school year? Is this the same Tuskegee that don't have license in the state? They're talking about what we school should be playing against. And see, the reason why I bring this up is because I'm getting sick of people saying, "Hey, let's try to play these big guys," but y'all go out of your way to avoid playing the schools in your own league. We go out of our way to schedule. Hey, let's schedule an SEC school. Let's schedule them. But y'all won't play other schools in Division II or the FCS.
Well, I want to agree with you on the Division II level. I think Division II schools do a really good job of playing D2 schools and higher level D2 schools. I would keep it in the FCS range. You would see more of the FCS. Yeah, you'll see more of the SWAC schools, you know, going down to keep traditions and playing D2 schools and stuff like that. So, I mean, we've had that conversation many of times. They need to do better at playing competition, and we'll see how it is going forward. But once again, at the end of the day, I look at it like this. I'm not going to keep harping on it if I know why you're playing these games. You're playing them for money. You're playing them for the money. You're playing them for the attendance. You're playing them for whatever reason that you feel. It's not for competition, okay? It's not for competition. I feel like somebody's been through therapy. Like I'm past that, okay? I'm over that hump. I understand what that is. If that's what they want to do, continue to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. All I'm gonna say is don't be mad when you don't show up in the rankings or you can't make it to the playoffs because your schedule's weak. That's all I'm saying.
And my thing is that same thing too. So it's like, okay, well, you can't say, well, how can we not respect it if you're not willing to do what it takes to get there? So you can't have it, you can't have your cake and eat it too, as they say.
Yeah, that is what it is. But anything else, JB?
No, I'm good, man. Enjoying the show. Once again, if I hit on some stuff that was said earlier, my apologies. I missed the last part of first part of your show. But oh yeah, and let me say this also. It's also Mr. Campbell in chat earlier too. He told me I need to warm up my food truck because I got a lot of hot L's I got to hand out today. Who's picking up the tab for this? Because I still got something to celebrate what I haven't paid yet. I'm getting tired of this crap, man.
Send the invoice to Stephen Campbell at iWeave, okay? Send the invoice to Stephen Campbell at iWeave. Thank you so much. I appreciate the call, JB. All right, I'm gonna get Jerome back on here because I did cut him off when Roland was calling, so I'm gonna get him back on here. That's fair. Hey, Brooks, you back on, man?
Hey, yes, sir.
Oh, hold on.
I just have one thing.
Hey, this is.
Go ahead, Jerome.
Hey, yeah. So this is for the. I guess I don't know if the guy hung up or what. This on the line, but just in response to the guy that was just talking, man. The SWAC definitely does not have a inferiority complex as it pertains to garnering those funds or going after a diverse range of companies when it comes to corporate sponsorships. Here's the thing, as Kofi just mentioned, it's all about relationships, right? A lot of times HBCU folks, we bitch and complain about why the same HBCUs, Howard, Morehouse, Hampton, Spelman, get the same type of, those are the only beneficiaries from these large donors. That's because those institutions have trained their students to, when they get into those spaces, to not only become a top performer, but to also develop that relationship on a corporate level, so that they can actually garner, number one, an internship program that becomes a pipeline for the current students into that corporation. And once those students are there, they have to be a top performer in order to be invited back. And then that is typically when those corporations actually give those big donations to the institution. So it's a process. But to his point, and just to kind of provide some proof, Jackson State, here in Charlotte, we're about to have Jackson State weekend, June 10th through the 12th. Our president actually is meeting with Bank of America Corporate, Truist Financial. We already have a partnership with Wells Fargo Corporate. Also, there's Duke Energy. And as a matter of fact, all of those companies, because we have alumni in those spaces and they're top performers, all of those companies will be at the table that entire weekend, not only solidifying and growing the partnerships we have with Jackson State, but also providing checks as well. So it's not that we are, and there are other SWAC institutions that do the same thing, especially Alabama A&M and Prairie View. It's not a matter of we are afraid to attract those, to approach those companies.
You are.
It's all about developing. I'm sorry?
You are. You can't say you're not. You are. There's a part, even if you don't have everything can't be connection, right? Because you probably have the connection and that person has never asked. Is that not fair? Is that not fair?
I'm sorry. Repeat that thing.
I said everything cannot always be about connections, right? Because you can have the connection and somebody still not ask. Is that not fair? Because you literally just said that.
So if it's a connection and someone doesn't ask, can we really call it a connection? I think it's more so about relationships.
What? That makes no sense. If I have the connection, no, it doesn't. If I have the connection with you, hold up. No. I can have a connection with somebody and still be like, you know what? I don't want to mess up this friendship or connection by asking them for something. I can still be cool with you and not ask.
Wait, hard pause. So if I know you, Scotty, and you know me, that's a connection. If I'm representing St. Paul Baptist Church, I know that we have an event coming up, and I know that you're great when it comes to audio visual. If I'm not asking, that's not a true connection.
No, man, that's wrong, bro. Yeah. Listen, there's times where, and I'll dumb it all the way down. And I know a lot of black people are going to understand this. People, your people, right? So you have a child and a mom. A lot of kids don't ask their mom for money is because they're scared to get a no. It's no different. It's no different than having a business connection. You're scared of the rejection. A lot of people are scared to go walk up to somebody and say, yo, I would really like for you to donate to this, because they don't want to get the no. They don't want to get the rejection. Go ahead, Kofi.
But I just simply want to say this again, and Roland Martin said this so clearly. Again, Roland Martin said this so clearly. If the person in the seat has not raised a dime, they no longer need to be in the seat. They no longer get to wear that title. I don't care. At this point, we as HBCUs, we need to be looking for fruit. Okay, you got the leaf, but where's the fruit? We need to see productivity in the people that are hired to do fundraising for our institutions. If they're not raising money, they simply need to move. And that's the bottom line. Relationship, no relationship. I just want to see the check. Are we raising the kind of money that is going to bring the kind of change that we want to see at our institutions? If not, they just got to go, and that's it.
Absolutely. I just want to, from a marketing standpoint and from a fundraising standpoint, it's all about competitive advantage. And you got to understand when you're coming to the table asking for this money, you have to remind yourself that you're not the only person coming to that table asking for that same type of partnership or that same type of donation. So my thing is, to your point, Scotty, please don't think that SWAC schools or HBCUs as a whole, we're not actually going for the ask, because we are. But you also have to keep in mind,
also not.
Now, those no's may not be reported to the general public. The only thing that actually gets reported is the actual sale. When that actual formulation gets confirmed or booked on the books, that gets actually reported to the general public. Cool. But all those no's aren't. So please don't think that Jackson State or SWAC schools or other institutions are not actually going for that actual ask, because we are. But to my point and to Kofi's point, it is about relationships. It's not about the board of trustees. It's about the development foundation and having the right people in those spaces within the development foundation who have that background and that business acumen. And of course, as you mentioned, Scotty, those actual connections. And if you don't have those connections, of course, it's not going to work. But also, even if you have those connections, first of all, when you ask a company for some money, even if you have a connection with that company, the first thing they're going to ask you is, what is your school's APR? What is the alumni percentage rate? And if it's abysmal, they're going to say, well, if your alumni are not giving, why should we? If your alumni are not giving back to the institution and investing, why should we?
So once again, you just made my point. You just made my point. You said if you have a connection, it shouldn't have a problem with you. If they're asking all the follow-up questions, you already know what the follow-up questions are, and you ain't going to be ready for that. Why am I going to ask you?
No. Wait a minute, though. But to the point, Alabama A&M, their APR is 23%. Jackson State's APR as of April is 18%. There are plenty of HBCUs that can counter Roland Martin's assertion as it pertains to HBCU's APR is only at 5%. We can come to the table with a high percentage of APR similar to Classman, but we also have to keep in mind there are other competitive schools that are still at the table as well asking for the same donation. But still, to Kofi's point and my point, you have to have alumni that are working in those spaces who are top performers, who can take the established relationship that's been established and take it even further. So it's not just a matter of you got your hands out like cups and you're sending an email to a corporation asking for a donation and they say yes. It doesn't work that way. It takes relationships and it takes time for them to actually want to invest in your product. That's my whole point. It's not that simple. And again, these schools are definitely asking a gamut of diverse companies, whether they're black institutions or white institutions. They're asking for the money.
Hold on. Now you just rambling. Okay, this is my point. At the end of the day, it's hard for me to believe that a lot of these schools are asking their connections, right? Because you're not even cultivating your own stuff. If you're not even it's hard for me. It's hard for me to believe that you can't even cultivate the stuff that you already have, i.e. athletics, i.e. marketing your players, i.e. I'm just talking about athletics at this point. I'm not talking about R&D departments and science and all that crap because I don't know nothing about that crap. I'm talking about athletics, right? And getting people to donate to the athletic program, right? Because Dion got Walmart to donate, got this person to donate because of Dion's brand, because of who he is. But if other schools can't even cultivate what they already have on campus, it is hard for me to believe that you are going outside of your direct market to ask anybody else to come help you. It's just hard for me to believe that. It's hard because hold up. The closest relationships you have are the ones directly around you. So if you can't even ask them or can't even get them to come up and do something or whatever, you're telling me you're going to feel more comfortable stepping out of that circle to go ask somebody else? It's hard for me to believe, but go ahead.
So to counter your point, when you look at a school like Prairie View, or when you look at a school like a Howard, or you look at a school like A&T, I would venture to say that their athletics and the things, the variables that you just mentioned, they're clearly not on par with, let's say, maybe a Jackson State when it comes to online marketing and branding or social media presence. But they're still able to garner those big donations and those big.
They're underneath the. First of all, PV's underneath the Texas A&M system, so they get money just thrown at them. So I mean, let's not act like they don't get money from Texas A&M. Being a part of their system.
They get some money from A&M, but let's keep it all the way, 100, man. They were looking to sustain and grow their enrollment, and the A&M system wouldn't even fund their their new dormitories. So they had to go through a third-party system, which is called collegecampus.com, to actually go ahead and build all these different student apartments around their campus. Hey, that's a +1 for PV. If the state or whatever your governing body won't actually fund you to build up your enrollment, hey, more than one way to skin a cat. Go through a third-party company to build some student apartments. But my point is, there are HBCUs who do not have that necessary, acumen, if you will, when it comes to branding and social media and effectively promoting that part of the institution. But yet, and still in the back end, I feel like they've shown, like an A&T who just raised $109 million in a capital campaign, they've shown that with consistent leadership, number one, which is key, you can actually still garner those big donations. But at the end of the day, you have to have those young alums and alumni in general in those spaces who are top performers, and you have to actually, get those students into an internship program to be top performers in order to get that buy-in from the corporation. It's not just cut and dry. And to your point, as far as, you don't believe, these universities are actually asking for the ask, they're going for the ask. The issue is the no's are not being reported. I mean, who wants to report a no? Who wants to report a whole bunch of, when it comes to sales, I'm in corporate sales. You're going to get a whole bunch of no's. It's all about that yes. So we're definitely going for the ask now, but it just takes time.
All right. Appreciate the call, Jerome. Whew. I owed him that. I did owe him that because I did cut him off.
I got you.
All right, what's up, Kofi? What you got coming up this week?
Other than got the ONG strike zone coming up this week.
Strike zone. Bow and strike and bow,
Let's
baby.
Go.
What y'all talking about?
Man, we got the AD search updates. We've got a number of guests that are supposed to be coming on, but mainly is that we got a tournament. And all things concerning FAMU, because the National Alumni Association Convention is right around the corner.
How did the fast go? Because I ain't heard nothing about no fast.
We're not done with the fast. We've got the last 3 days. In fact, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is liquids only.
Okay.
You in on it, right?
No, hell no. Listen, if this beautiful black queen right here don't tell me to fast, I'm not fasting. What you talking about?
Shondo. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But
remember, listen, I was a funny story, right? So she fasts the every first through the third of each month, right?
Okay.
And I was doing it with her, and I was just doing it because I didn't want her to do it by herself, right? So one day she's like, you don't have to do it with me. I was like, I don't. She was like, no, if you're not doing it for the right reasons, you just starving yourself just to starve yourself. I was like, oh God, thank you, Jesus. I was trying to be a supportive black man, you know what I'm saying? Support my girl.
Bruh, when you connect with a prophet, you better understand that prophets do prophet stuff. And if you ain't a prophet, then you don't need to be doing it.
Man, listen, man.
Prophets be about that life. You got to,
man, I was
be ready.
I was like, I'm not. Thank you. I was like, thank you, God. I'm not trying to starve myself. I'm not there yet. I'm not.
All right.
I'm not there yet. But
yeah,
hey,
talk yourself out of it. But yeah, go ahead on.
Oh, listen. Okay, so when you talk about the AD search, so like you got all 18 people coming on to the channel. What y'all doing?
The devil is a liar. You tried us. Talking about some 18.
Hey, you gotta have a conference call with 18 people. Who you vote for, Patricia? Well, I'm voting for. Who you voting for, Johnny? Well, I'm voting for. Who you voting for, Adam? Well, I'm voting for.
Cool. Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna be talking about that stuff, man. We got stuff going on, man. Just so yeah, we're looking forward, man. It's all things FAMU as usual. And we're probably gonna hit that Tuskegee thing up as a topic as well, because for me it's big news if they're legitimately serious about doing it. So stop, Shelby, stop it. Go to sleep. We need them faster, but yeah. All right. But that's it, man.
All right, man. Listen, I tell your wife I apologize for keeping you on so long. Listen, I know y'all was over there doing some mouthing like, hey, stop eating. Just all kind of just fumbling and bumbling over there. I'm like,
I was like, Scott, I hear you eating over here. I just want you to know that.
Yeah. You don't want me, nigga. I'm done.
Gotta hear you eating over here. You need to calm down.
I mean, it was over like, I'm like, man, she must be eating steak. It's over there. She over there cutting up a storm.
Good. Yes, sir.
Hey, Jesus. All right, man. But hey, Kofi, as always, man, I appreciate you. And listen, everybody, make sure tomorrow, Alcorn State wide receiver will be on the channel tomorrow. What else? Anything else, baby? Coming? Anything else? Oh, yeah. You know, if you always want to donate to the channel, Cash App, you know what I'm saying? Off Script TV, you know what I'm saying? Or you can become a member, join, hit the membership link, you know what I'm saying? Share, like, you know what I'm saying? Do all that stuff that you're supposed to do, all right? So until, housewarming gift. What? Like I already said, like the stream. She's like, I can say it again. Like the stream, housewarming gift. I will put the link in the description below if you would like to give to the housewarming gifts. Okay, please do not get towels because we have plenty of those, and no Q-tips, please, Jesus. All right. Until next time. And thank you for Miss Williams for calling in. If you're new, if you just made it to here, Dianna Williams from DD4L called in early. And they don't have that on ONG Strike Show, nor the pregame show, nor Dr. I'm sorry. She looked at me pretty mean. Okay, so I'm sorry. I apologize. People don't make it this far anyway. So, so until next time, you know what I would do. I will holler. God bless.